What you doing?
Aloha. My name is Jacob, and this here is Pa'uo Hi'iaka. This plant here is called Pa'uo Hi'iaka. It's one of the plants that we'll be outplanting over in the Māla Kai. It's an endemic species to Hawaii. It's actually a subspecies of the morning glory family. But yeah, it can be found in most of the rocky coastal areas in the islands here. So it's really resistant to things like salt spray and wind, and it likes to grow in full sun. So we think the Māla Kai should be the perfect environment for it. The early Hawaiians had a lot of medicinal uses for this plant. Among them, it was used as a laxative. It was used to treat thrush in babies. It was used to treat minor aches and pains and cuts. And actually, its leaves and stems could be dried out and brewed into a tea. And other than that, also its vines were sometimes used to make lashing for different tools. So this plant gets its name from a mo'olelo involving Pele and Hi'iaka. So as the story goes, Pele is going to go out surfing, and she has her baby sister with her, Hi'iaka. And so she leaves her sister on the beach and goes out for hours and hours, leaving her sister in the hot Hawaiian sun like this. And so other akua are concerned for Hi'iaka, so they take the vines and the leaves of this plant and they have it grow over her body, covering her like a mat, so that she might be protected from the sun. So when Pele finally returns, she finds her sister with this plant draped over her, and so she names it Pa'uo Hi'iaka, which translates to skirt of Hi'iaka.
I'm Charis, and this is ʻāina. ʻāina is a sprawling shrub that is indigenous to Hawaii. It's considered long-lived with a lifespan that tends to be longer than 5 years. Its leaves are usually described as looking similar to sage, and it also smells similar to sage as well. It's also been described as smelling similar to basil and blackhead.
Leaves of ʻāina tend to be silvery green to bluish green with an underlying base color of grayish white. They also produce bluish purple flowers that are a little bit small and almost look like miniature orchid flowers. And they also produce a small fruit that is its seed, and they tend to be brown to brownish gray. Traditionally, the flowers and the seeds were used in leis. They were also used to treat a variety of maladies, including headaches, migraines, toothaches, eye pain, and also used to treat colds. ʻāina does well in well-drained soil and can thrive with minimal watering. It's often used in landscaping as a soil stabilizer and is excellent to help with erosion control. It's also a great way to bring vegetation back to a previously deteriorated ecosystem, which is why I think it would be a great plant for the Māla Kai and helping to bring back the vegetation to this area.
Hi, my name is Kaylee, and this is the Avea plant. The avea plant is native to Hawaii. Currently, you can find it on all of the islands except for Kaho'olawe. This is the land partner to the avea fish, and they share similar qualities. When this plant gets a little older, the stem starts to turn red, which is similar to the color of the scales on the fish. This grows as a bush and can get as big as 2 to 4 or 2 to 8 feet tall, and the leaves are a greenish blue and shaped like a goosefoot. And also, if you smash the leaf into your hand, it gives off of a fish-like odor. This plant can be found in a variety of environments because it's incredibly resilient under different conditions. However, it thrives best under full sunlight and limited water, and it can be propagated year-round. Culturally, avea is used for many purposes. The wood at the base of it is incredibly strong, so it can be carved into different tools. However, it was primarily used for fish hooks. And then the leaves can be wrapped in tea leaf and then pounded into poi or uala in order to help with hunger during famine or to cure children with thrush.
I'm Kona, and this is Naupaka. So the ancient Hawaiians would use the fruit of the naupaka during times of famine. And what they would also do is they would strip this root bark and they would mix it with salt and they would apply it to their cuts and wounds. And a modern day use for naupaka is if you're going diving or snorkeling, you can rip the leaves and then you mash it inside of your goggles and it'll keep them from fogging. So some general information about the naupaka is that it is a shrub. It can grow about to 10 feet tall and maybe get to 15 to 20 feet wide and thick. They love the full sun. They require very little water. They love to grow by the beach. And an interesting fact about the naupaka is that there is a mountain version that's also a half flower. And if you connect the half flower from the mountain and the ocean versions, they fit perfectly together. There are many different stories behind the naupaka plant, but they all share one thing in common. That is, two lovers banished from each other, one to the oceans and one to the mountains. And when you bring the half flowers of the mountain and the ocean alpaca together, the full flower that it makes represents the lovers reuniting.